course, there's gonna be something in my eye. Hi everyone, my name is Anna and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that we call creative block, and I want to share with you 2 practical ideas that may actually help you get out of it if you're currently in there. So let me tell you, I'm the one who used to struggle with creative block for years. And the funny part about it is that I did not even know that that was creative block. I just thought I sucked so bad. I thought that's a normal state, to be blocked constantly, facing challenges and struggling and seeing this blank page, waking up, not knowing what to do, having zero ideas, pushing myself through it. Yeah, that's how I used to live for years, until I realized what the problem was actually, which I'm gonna talk about later. But let me tell you, if that's how you feel, first of all, you need to understand that being creative for us is actually really easy. We're supposed to be creative. We are born creative. We like being creative. And when we feel like we're stuck, that's because we made ourselves feel that way. That's because we are facing some questions we don't really want to answer. And that's actually where our growth starts. So let's just get back again to our feelings. How do you feel it? What comes to mind when you think about it? Probably nothing, right? That's a lack of ideas. You don't know what to do. You try something, it doesn't turn well. You're frustrated. You want to just throw everything away. You think that was a bad decision, you being creator. You probably start regretting maybe quitting your job. I myself left university, so I know what I'm talking about. At one point, I went into really deep research, trying to understand what's wrong with me. Turned out that me having zero ideas was actually me trying to protect myself from having those ideas, from pursuing those ideas and becoming better, becoming more independent, and maybe doing things that I'm really scared to do. It got really dark right now. I'm in the clouds. Basically, that meant that I have to go out of my comfort zone, and my comfort zone is too comfortable. So let's do this. Let's just imagine your creative journey as a line. And when you start, you're somewhere in the beginning. It's a very safe zone, right? You're just trying out new hobby. Let's say you're just trying to be a photographer. You grab the camera, you spend good time with it, you learn something, some new things, you go experiment, you explore, you get friends in this area, and there you go. You move until you come to this step, somewhere here. And this journey can be years, actually, until you face a block. You're you can't go further anymore. You feel stuck, you feel no ideas. Life sucks. You are a bad creator. You can insert your own self-sabotaging thoughts right here. So when you're trying to push here, what's happening is that basically you have to understand that there is no way further, but there is another way in different direction. And maybe it's this way, maybe it's this way, maybe there is no way of continuing doing things you're doing the way you are doing them. Maybe there is a next step waiting for you that you already know you need to try, but you still feel scared for some reason. You can be scared because next step will include taking yourself more seriously and maybe looking for actual good clients. Maybe that will mean that you will have to spend more time doing photography or whatever your art area is. Maybe you will need to quit your job. Maybe your social circle is a bit toxic and they will judge you or be passive-aggressive, when you're speaking up about I think I'm gonna invest more in a better camera and maybe I'll go take a client this weekend, and your friend goes who, you? You gonna take money for this? So what happens with you? You're I don't know, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go take pictures of birds as I'm used to. Well, that's one part about it. There can be a partner, there can be family, again, there can be job. There's all this multitude of things, and we're really scared to get out of this comfort zone because that's how we used to be, and this is what we've built so far, right? Your life is a serious thing for you, and you care about your life. So when there's something new coming into your life and something that makes you go out of this comfort zone, you start self-sabotaging yourself. You're no way I'm gonna do this. No way I'm gonna just go start my YouTube channel. So then you basically return back to what you're doing and you're not interested in that anymore. You can't do anything. You push and you try and it doesn't happen anymore for you. And then you think, oh, okay, guess that's just not for me anymore. I'm just not a good photographer anymore. Guess I'm not a good writer anymore. Writing is actually a really good example here. Let's say you want to write a book. You start doing that as a hobby. You write some short stories, your friends like it, everyone likes it, you give it to your parents, you give it to your partner, your social circle, share it somewhere maybe in social media if you're too brave, but you still use fake name because you're not that brave. So everything goes well, and then you think about writing like a novel. The idea comes to you and you're gonna have your own novel and you imagine this book, your name on it, it's released, everyone getting it, like TikTok's going viral with your book, like you like all that stuff. That really, really makes you excited. But when you're thinking about the book itself, you feel confused because you believed all this time that really good genres to write is literary fiction or maybe historical fiction. Or maybe sci-fi is something worth attention. And you sit down and you try to write sci-fi novel. It just doesn't happen. You try to replicate some literary fiction and that doesn't go well as well. And then you just leave it and you're like, okay, so I tried and didn't work, but why? What was the question you had to ask yourself in this case? What is that you really want to write? Not what is popular, not what your friends will think is cool, not that TikTok thinks is cool, not that anyone, your teacher thinks is cool, or your partner or your family member. What you think is cool to write, what you like to read, maybe, or maybe you secretly enjoy writing. And it may very well turn out that you really like writing some really saucy, romantic fantasy stories. My idea here was to be really honest. To be brutally honest with yourself. Creative block does not mean that there's something wrong with you. It only means that you got stuck in a way where you go because it doesn't serve you anymore. This means that there is no way further. Just change perspective and do something you really like. You don't like this anymore. Do it differently. Just go find what you like to do. Be honest with yourself. At the beginning, I promised to share 2 practical ideas to help you to get out of your creative block. First of all, being creative is really easy when you follow your heart and when you do what you like. And the second is imagine the freedom of being able to do what you want. Imagine that you have everything you need, that you have all the money you need for that, you have all the skills you need for that, you have all the people there to help you. What will be your next creative project? Thank you for your attention. See you the next time.